Just into Fox News, this is breaking. Chicago police say they released two Nigerian brothers arrested earlier this week without charges. Joining me now, Horace Cooper, co-chairman of Project 21, and Leo Terrell, a civil rights attorney. Smollert refuses to release his phone records. He claims he was talking to his manager when this attack went down, and his manager heard those racial slurs in the MAGA business. Is this story falling apart, Horace, or does the release of these two Nigerians suggest that maybe he's got something?
This story is not adding up in any way. Where it occurred, when it occurred, none of that makes sense, how he reacted. But what's most important here is how fast the media decided that this needed to be national news. I'm still waiting for the Alec Baldwin trial to take place where he made homophobic attacks, but we haven't been getting hour-to-hour or minute-to-minute coverage of that.
Leo, I want you to react to this bite from Smollett during his interview with Robin Roberts. Listen.
Why do you think you were targeted?
I can just assume. I mean, I come really, really hard against 45. I come really, really hard against his administration. And I don't hold my tongue.
Leo, they can't find any video evidence to substantiate this attack. Those two Nigerian men that they arrested, those are the only two they found on video, and there might be a connection between them and Smollett. Did Smollett there slander the president and his supporters with that assertion?
Well, let me answer your question, Raymond. No, he didn't slander. That's his opinion. But I'm glad I'm a lawyer because Horace has already rushed to judgment on whether or not Smollett's story is true. He has no personal access to the information. No, let me finish. The police has not concluded its investigation, and Horace has just told the national audience that the case is falling apart. How do you know? In Broad's call, give me what knowledge you have.
You
just said it. Well, how do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know
because
that?
Because I can use reason and logic. For one thing, the location of where this occurred, how much time it took for the call to take place. My point is, I'm fine with an investigation.
Raymond, that's called rush to judgment.
I am fine. Well, this is not rush to judgment. I'm fine with an investigation taking place. What I'm not fine with is the media making this a big enough story that we have to get minute-by-minute coverage.
You're providing...
Leo, in the wake of the Covington Boys scandal, where we saw a kid in a MAGA hat who was charged with racism, and now they've been totally cleared and exonerated in an independent investigation this week, and many of the people who attacked them had to apologize. This has the same ring to it with nothing to substantiate it aside from this actor's words. Now, Democratic leaders were quick to condemn the attack. Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris came out with tweets. Did they rush to judgment, Horace?
Well, absolutely. This is my point. You let an investigation take place, and then you reach conclusions. This investigation is still ongoing, Leo, and there are some troubling aspects about it that need to be further developed. Why won't he give the record so we can see who he was calling to and hear it simultaneously?
Leo, I agree with you that all the facts are not in here yet. They're not.
Thank you.
And I want to read a headline to you.
The injuries are... Go ahead.
I want to read a headline.
The injuries are real.
This is GQ. This is a headline, and I want your reaction. It says, the racist, homophobic attack on Jussie Smollert is far-right America's endgame. A still disputed aspect of the attack on Smollett is a line shouted after his attacker fled the scene, "This is MAGA country." While the veracity isn't confirmed, its sentiment needs no fact check. Is that fair, Leo?
Well, the last sentence is extreme, but let me tell you right now, I think it's clear the last 3 years, 2 years under the Trump administration, this country has been divided based on race, gender, sex, sexual orientation. So it's not surprising people have done this.
If by division on race, gender, and sex you mean women have earned more, blacks have earned more, Latinos have done better, yes, we're talking about because they've done so faster than the rest of the country.
Raymond, I just want to make sure one thing is clear. The injuries by Jussie are real. Those are real physical injuries, Horace. Check them out. Check out the medical record.
I didn't say that he wasn't injured, although he did say that he had to be hospitalized, and now that's been corrected.
There is the question, why isn't he handing over his phone records? Why don't we... Well, he needs to substantiate that he was on the phone with the only witness to this, which so far is the manager. There's no video evidence, and the noose he wore around his neck apparently he had on for 40 minutes after the attack. I don't know why you'd keep something like that around your neck.
It's very clear. His phone records. There is something called privacy. There's certain information that has nothing to do with the crime itself, and he wants to protect that. That's perfectly normal. I happen to be a lawyer, Horace, and that's why he's done that.
Leo. Minute by minute coverage we've been getting of this, and at least you would think if we're going to give it that kind of credence and that kind of attention, the minimum could be that the alleged victim could present the information that would help the investigation go forward.
Horace, Leo, thank you for the spirited debate. You always go.
Thank you very
out of
much.
time, Leo, but we'll